Okay, so what's up there guys, and welcome back to Dig It Detecting. Welcome to this glorious day too. Look at it, isn't it fabulous? Amazing stuff, amazing day for a detect, the first detect for the new year, 2022. I hope everybody had a great New Year's too. I know I certainly did. It was pretty quiet, however enjoyed it with the family. So really cool. We are back at a site today. I've been hunting here for about 5 years now, and look, it has produced some fascinating pieces. So a lady's name that owns all these paddocks, her lady's name is Marge, and she's quite an elderly lady, well up into her 80s now, and she has known me since I was pretty much born. So there you go. I first went and approached her some 5 years ago after learning, believe it or not, there used to be an old pub sitting right here on this crossroads here. You might be able to hear the cars go past any minute now. They're very, very noisy. They fly past here. So you can just imagine all the passing trade on the horse and carts and buggies back in the day. So there's one there. Anyway, basically, as I said, we are back here today. There was an old pub site here. However, there was also a race course. Now, the race course was sitting up there, somewhere up the back of the paddock. I have found some fascinating items attached to the pub here. I have not yet been able to find anything related to that race course. And I tell you what, with all the information, all the history I've read about it, there has got to be something up there. You know, the pub was here in the corner here, but on race day, you know, the publican would erect an alcoholic booth, you know, an alcohol stand up the back there. The booth wasn't an alcoholic, it just served alcohol. I said that wrong, but basically, you know, like he would obviously take some of the booze that he had here, some of the alcohol, and he would take it up there and he would probably disperse it out of a little alcohol booth. And from all the articles, newspaper articles that I've read, basically there was a hive of activity. Another 2-3 cars, they are flat out along here, so are the flies. So hive of activity here, and basically we are going to try and hit on that today. I've got a bit of a special weapon, a secret weapon in the car. Thank you to a bloke, thank you. I'll get to that in a minute. Basically they'll throw up a picture, top left corner, you'll be able to see the pub there and basically what it used to look like. The pub itself even has some fascinating history. I will share with you later a really, you know, amazing story basically. I don't really know what to call it. It's pretty phenomenal, you know. The father and son had a big falling out, and basically from what I read, it was quite an amazing little event there, where the father ended up he should have went to jail. So anyway, basically, as I said, a bit of a secret weapon in the car. We're going to get it out and basically show you a look. Pretty exciting stuff. These cars and flies are basically unreal. Keep seeing my hand in the shadow. Ready? Swatting the flies. Ready? Secret weapon. 15-inch coil. Woohoo! How cool is that? I tell you what, I have been wanting one of these for years, ever since starting with EQUINOX 800 there. However, I just have not got around to getting one. You know, we've got the 11-inch standard on it. We've got little baby's hand 6-inch coil up the back there. Little baby's hand coil, what I like to call it. And this guy now, I'm going to dub him the Big Daddy 15-inch MINELAB double D coil, the Big Daddy. So we're going to put him on, basically try and wander up the back there. Seeing as though this paddock has been cut for hay, the grass is nice and short, we're going to wander up the back there and really try and hone in on a few more targets around the pub, and also try and locate something, who knows, at the race course. So let's fit that up, put the 15-inch coil on, take the old standard 11-inch off. It'll only take 2 seconds, and let's rock and roll. We better put some fly spray on too. Those flies are annoying. Let's go. Okay, so big coil is on. We have jumped the fence. Marge has put up a hot electric wire too since I've been here last. Good on you, Marge. Anyway, basically what I was going to say there before in the introduction there, basically a little bit of history on this pub. Now I'll share a little bit as I go. I won't just bore you with it all at the start. However, this is exactly where the pub sat, right here. Wait for this noisy car to go past. Basically, this is where the pub sat, right here, and the reason why I really can confirm that, I really know that, is because over the years hunting here, and I've done a lot of hunting here, exactly right in this corner, basically everywhere you dig, you know, it turns out being ash. And the reason why, like I should say too, sort of a square outline of ash. You know, you step outside within, you know, a few meters or a meter or whatever, it's gone. It's gone. The ash is completely gone. So you can it's sort of made over the years, you know, me digging here, targets, what have you, it's sort of made a bit of an outline within my mind. You know, I can sort of exactly pick where the pub was. And as I said, you dig in here, you get ash. You dig 1 meter or 2 meters that way, you get nothing. You get, you know, clean soil, maybe with a little bit of glass or what have you in it. The reason being is because this pub burnt down. Pretty simple stuff, I know. However, you know, basically through the history, through the research of learning this place, that is what I quickly learnt. You know, it burnt down, and I sort of thought, well, does that make things more harder or does that make things easier? This is when I was sort of first starting, you got to remember, and it basically made things a little bit harder with the ash, the charcoal content. However, what I found was everything that it was in the pub at the time fell into the ground. So we found some fascinating pieces, jewelry, you know, rings, buckles, coins, all that sort of stuff. And some of them were damaged by fire. However, you know, some of them come out really, really good. You know, they must have been in a cupboard or a drawer or on a desk or what have you. As the fire took over and it all burnt, they just fell into the ground. Sort of a save, maybe by a bit of debris falling on top of them. So fascinating stuff. You know, this is why your research, your history really, really, really pays off. You know, you're visiting these sites, you really can make an understanding of them properly and not just sort of, you know, guess what was happening. You can confirm it. So awesome stuff. As I said, pub sat there. We will get to that more interesting story a little bit later though. Let's start with the detector now. Okay, my first good find for on the pub site here, or my first find in general I should say. We're getting a lot of targets with that new 15-inch coil. Now really, ideally, I didn't want to spend my time with the new 15-inch coil on the pub here. We sort of walked a little bit past it, as you can see. The dirt is clean, the soil is clean, no ash in that dirt, as I spoke about before. So really cool though, little trolley wheel. Ideally, as I said, what I want to do though with that 15-inch coil is really go venturing looking for snakes. No, not snakes. Looking for coins. That's what I meant to say. We're just got to be careful, keeping an eye out for snakes though. It's 34 degrees today, so it's a nice, warm, hot day. A perfect country out here for the snakes. I definitely won't be venturing in amongst those blackberries like I have done in the past. Marge needs to get amongst that and cut all that down. I tell you what, she's late 80s too. However, she's still very, very active, that's for certain. So a dairy farmer all her life, and she just never stops. Look, you can see her car tracks down here. She's probably been coming down, checking the fences or checking the cows. She's a goer, I tell you that. Holy moly, check that out. Wow, my second target, and I sort of was working my way towards this power pole. As you can see, we are right underneath the power lines pretty much, sort of. And I sort of had to turn the sensitivity down on the detector. You can see it's really chucking a wobbly there. That's okay. I sort of try and hunt through those false signals, and if it is a good signal, I go back and double check. Oh my lord, I did not bloody check this one, or I did not film this one, I should say. Can you see what I can see? As soon as I popped it out of the hole, I thought, oh, a little bit of rubbish there, and then the dirt fell out of the center, and I went, oh, holy moly, that's a ring. That is a ring too, Basil. Look at that. It's got some detail on the top there too. Oh, I love old rings. This is the second one I've found from this site now. The first one was right up the front there, right near the pub. Amazing stuff, which sort of makes sense too. As I said, the pub burnt down, so everything fell into the ground. I mean, we are not miles away from the pub. We're a fair way away from the pub. As I said, we are venturing up the back to where the race course was. The only reason I presume it's up the back too is because all the newspaper articles and accounts, they sort of say, you know, there was actually a newspaper article that I read, and a bloke come by train to the nearest town and then made his way out to the pub here by horse and cart. And he sort of speaks of, you know, how it's a beautiful avenue of trees and what have you, as they make their way out, you know, picturesque scenery, all that sort of stuff, you know, the way they used to talk back in the 1800s. Amazing stuff. And he used to sort of come up here, and he said, first you approach and you find the wine shanty, you know, I won't say the name, but Mr. such and such's wine shanty, and then the next thing is the race course, you know, Mr. such and such's race course that he established. So that is sort of why I'm presuming, you know, a pub behind me, as well as just showing, a race course has got to be the next thing, you know, as they were traveling along this road. You know, it all makes sense. So, and if you look on the original allotment map, which I have done, I've got spot it there. He only owned this paddock that we're in now and the one way up there that you can't sort of see. So he only owned the 2 paddocks. So it makes sense, pub in one paddock, racecourse in the next. A racecourse is needed to be to specification too. You know, these little country racecourses, they weren't just a little dinky track or what have you. They were a proper track, because if you were coming down from a bigger city and you're a proper punter, you know, you're a bettor or whatever, a betting man, and you wanted to bet on a racetrack, you didn't even know there was the correct size, and you lost your bet, you lost your money, you didn't win the race, you'd be pretty upset, pretty disappointed, wouldn't you? Oh, I tell you what, I wish I'm still babbling, but I wish I had my toothbrush right now. We'd be able to clean him up and see properly. You can definitely see something there in the middle. I don't want to damage him though. I've got the water and the toothbrush back in the car, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait and clean him up. So into the special pocket. The special pocket will be on the side of my pants here today, and we'll keep him safe, because I don't want him getting damaged or scratched or ruined or wrecked in amongst with the pouch with the other stuff that we've got in there. Well, I'll tell you what, actually, we don't really have much in there at all. We still need to keep digging. I could have put him in the front there. There's nothing in there. As I said, that was our second target. What a bloody ripper. Let's keep on that success, and who knows, maybe that 15-inch coil, you know, I don't have the boys with me today, who knows, maybe that 15-inch coil is going to be my good luck for today. Who knows, I may not find anything else at all. Let's keep going though. Okay, here is the next one. Sounds very similar to the last one, and you can see we're right near the power pole still. So who knows, that might be another coin, that might be another ring. Who knows, we might be on the race course right now. I don't really know. That's something that I'm trying to learn, you know, through the finds, through what we're finding, where we're finding it. And as I said, I've done most of my time at the old pub there. I've done a little bit of hunting for the race course. I've even had the father-in-law out here helping me hunt for the race course. He's using the 2300, the SDC. It's not the ideal detector, however. As I said to him, all we need to really locate, oh, what is that? Is a rusty nail or something, just something to signify where it was. So, that's not 1800s. That must be related to the power pole, which is exactly what I was sort of thinking that that ring was going to be. Hence why I did not film it. Never mind. It's always the best things you find. You never get on camera, isn't it? Rightio, so unfortunately, I think I have got my work cut out for me here, or maybe we have our work cut out for us here. I was sort of thinking, wouldn't this be a great spot to do, you know, a group detecting day? We have, you know, all these detectorists out there looking for that race course. I can show you all the history. I can show you, sort of explain what I know is going on with this site, and you can take it from there, and you can presume where you think the race course is and go and find those coins, because I don't care who finds them. I would just love to see what comes out. I think it'll be fascinating. From, as I said, from all the research that I've done, this was a hub of activity, this place. There's a little town that way, there's a little town that way, and basically those sort of little towns, this was another little town, and only a very little one, you know, just a pub, and the pub acted as a post office and everything. So not even a school, church, nothing like that, just the pub really, but it was a little halfway stopping point. So quite a hub of activity, and as you can imagine, the people would come from both towns out to the race course here for the day. So fascinating stuff. I think I just need a little more help in finding it. So a 15-inch coil is great, however there's just so much you can cover in a day, especially on a hot day like this. So I might need to get back here again with everybody, as I said, and organise a group hunt day. And just imagine it, a sea of detectorists out there digging holes and looking for those old English coins. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, there he is, our first coin. You little ripper, you little beauty. There we go. I tell you what, I've hunted this site, as I said at the start of the video, for over 5 years now. You know, we're sort of heading back towards the pub. We're still a fair way away from it though too, you know. We're way up the back there, and you know, just walking randomly back here through here, we sort of went that way, so we sort of jumped over a lane, I suppose, and walking back towards the pub. The only reason I've done that is sort of thinking, well, if the pub was there and the racecourse was somewhere that way, imagine the foot traffic walking back and forth between the two. So that's what I'm trying to hit on, and that's maybe what I am hitting on, because the coin there and the ring not too far away from there. So really cool little half penny. It's going to be a Britannia, old early English penny there. I just don't know that we're gonna be able to get a date off him. So never mind, we might have to clean him up once home or clean him up back at the car. Like that ring, I cannot wait. Let's make sure it's still in the pocket. Yep, it's still there. Good, good. I made sure to button it up so nothing falls out. I'd hate to lose that again. I'd honestly spend the whole day going back and looking for it, I reckon. Until I found it, I would retrace my steps. Righto, solid 19, quite a nice target. That could be another little halfpenny. There we go, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Who knows, maybe even little sixpence silver. We'll try and fixate him, and while we dig him, I'm going to tell that interesting story about the pub here and about the happy family that they were. So basically, the publican here was a father of two. He had a daughter and a son, and basically this daughter and son helped run the pub here, and I can imagine a lot of their possessions were probably in the pub when it burnt down, hence the jewelry and stuff that we found here in the past. So interesting enough though, what happened was the father must have been a bit of a cheeky bugger, and basically he used to sell alcohol here from the pub, quite obvious, I know. However, there was times where he sold it without a liquor license. So, you know, the authorities would come around, and they used to do it sneaky back in the day too. I've read quite a few funny reports, you know, a cop or whatever, he would sort of go into a place, hotel, if they suspected that it was, you know, without a license or whatever, they would go in there and pretend to be just an ordinary gentleman, and they'd go in there and sort of hassle the publican, the bartender, for a drink. And if they happened to produce one, well, look out, they were sort of shown that they were selling liquor without a license. So pretty much he would sort of trot off and go get the rest of his buddies, and they'd come back with a warrant and search the place, and that resulted in a court appearance and basically asking, why were you selling liquor without a license? So, and therefore fines, what have you. So basically though, long story short, the father here was a bit of a cheeky fella. He liked to sell basically liquor without a license, off and on all the time. He even had a bacon curing business here, and I think he even had a few pig fights and what have you here, pig raffles, all that sort of stuff. A really interesting history from back in those days. What happened though is he lost the pub, he lost the license. Yeah, he had to sell it and what have you. Obviously he still lived here as the kids worked it. His daughter and son worked it, and at one point, at one day, the son, I won't go into it too much, but the son and the father had a massive argument, a massive falling out, maybe about the way that they were currently running the pub. Maybe the father did not agree, seeing as though it used to be his pub. Anyway, long story short, the son floored the father. I take it he grabbed him around the neck, and they ended up on the floor wrestling and fighting, and the son happened to break free. A few fisticuffs I think broke out, and the son happened to break free. Well, the father reached for his 12-gauge shotgun and shot his son in the back as he ran out the pub door. So isn't that fascinating? Isn't that crazy, I should say? Basically, the father was found guilty and he was sentenced to 2 years jail, 2 years imprisonment. However, he was quite an elderly man. I think he was about 68, which you got to remember, 68 was quite an age back then. You know, the people were dying a lot earlier, a lot younger. We are living a lot longer today, so through health and medicine, what have you. So basically 68, he didn't do the jail, he ended up paying the fine. I think it was some £60 fine for basically trying attempted murder on his son. So isn't that crazy? What a happy family. I think they must have had one too many drinks in this pub here. But just think about that for a second. Think about that all taking place right here where we are standing. Fascinating history. I love my research. Okay, so back at the car now. We are going to change it up for the rest of the afternoon. I'll tell you what, I am killing myself out there. There is no shade cover, no trees. There's some over there, but I'm not hunting in the long grass. I'm hunting right smack bang out in the middle of the paddock there. So, it is bloody hot. I don't have a hat, I don't have sunscreen. I said I'm not going to kill myself out here. I've already been going for about, 2.5 hours now. So that'll be about it for me. I'm going to clean up this nice ring. Let's hope it's still in the pocket here. Oh, there he is. Hello there, fella. What a ripper. What a bloody ripper. It's funny though, I was just thinking before to myself, how do I sometimes come to these sites? How do I just manage to walk straight out and find something good? you know, straight away. It's very, very lucky indeed. So then again though, I haven't really found much good for the last 2 hours, so maybe that was yet to come. Maybe that was basically what I got for finding that ring straight away. What I was thinking though, there is a great site just down the road, an old haul, and this old haul, I will say, I did when I first started detecting nearly 6 years ago, and let's face it, I was a bit of an amateur then, so let's go back there today. And I remember from memory, I found 18 threepences there and a few other coins. I can't really remember, but I know I found you know, a good dozen or more, you know, 18 odd threepences there. It was just phenomenal. They were just coming out like chook feed. They were everywhere. So I'm going to go catch up with Marge. We might leave the 15-inch coil on for now, head up to that haul up the road. As I said, I have not done it in 6 years. Not to say there's going to be more silver coins there to find, you know, whatever was dropped back then, it's not going to regenerate. However, what have I missed? I'm sure plenty. I like that ring that we just found today. So let's put everything back in the car. Let's get up to this site, and first let's go catch up with Marge, and then let's change sites over to the next one. See you there. Okay, so here we are, site number 2. We just went and caught up with Marge, a lovely old lady, Marge. I always love sitting there and chatting to her. However, sometimes, like old people can do, sometimes their stories can be a bit repetitive. I think I've heard Marge's snake story about how she found a snake in the laundry there one day and how her husband had to come to the rescue. I think I've heard that story about 15 times now. That is okay though. So really fascinating stuff. We cleaned up that ring a little bit there, and what a shame. It looks like there was something that used to be in the middle there, possibly a big fat diamond. I'd like to dream anyway. It's got some really cool patterning there, design, just a light clean up with the toothbrush and water from my drink bottle. So we need to do a little bit more of a clean up once home. So who knows, hopefully we can find a heap of beautiful coins here to show you as well, to put in the conclusion. So really cool. I'm going to get the car in the shade here. We're going to get all the gear out and make a start. As I said, this is the little haul where I found all those wonderful silver coins. So let's see if we can't repeat our success again today, some 5 years on. So there we go. Oh, he has done it. Check that out. We have our first silver coin, one that I missed some 5 years ago when I was here. Probably about 6 years ago, actually. A little 1921 early coat of arms Australia threepence. What a bloody beautiful coin. Isn't it amazing? As you can see, we're right out front of the toilet block too. Men's, ladies. Awesome stuff. I sort of skipped over this signal too with the big 15-inch coil there, and I sort of went, ooh, what was that? I went back thinking it was a false signal, and it sort of fixated both ways on this little threepence. So jumping around quite a bit, 26, 27, all the way up high numbers, back down to the lower numbers, and we had to dig through the gravel to get him out. What a bloody ripper though. I knew there would have to be silver coins here still left, you know. The first day that I come here, and you know, only the once that I've come here, so many coins come out, most of them being silver. So I knew that there'd have to be a few that we'd left behind. So who knows, maybe even a big silver coin, maybe even a shilling or a florin. Next coin, a little halfpenny. What a bloody ripper. Awesome stuff. This is exactly why I wanted to change sites, you know. I haven't really got myself out of the sun too much, although there's a bit of a shade up there that I'm heading towards, which has been nice, because as you've seen there before at Marge's place, there was just no sun. It was relentless. So there we have it, 1922, a 1/2 penny. A beautiful dry condition too, the coins are coming out here from. So awesome stuff, really cool. Only a shame that wasn't a 1923 1/2 penny. That would have even been better. Did someone say threepence? Look at that. We've got another guy here working under the shade. I haven't even gave him a clean yet, so let's do that together. Ready? A nice early one, I have no doubt. There he is, 1924. a little early threepence there. Wow, this is such a special side, isn't it? You know, to be able to sort of say, oh, I'm going to shift sides and let's go find some silver coins, because we know we've found some here in the past, and to be able to come here and just do that, you know, straight away, it's just so cool, so cool. And we sort of found the place to be too. As I said, we were making our way over to the shade, so we're going to keep going up, sort of hit the shade, cool off, go out into the sun, get hot, get a nice tan, and then roll back around into the shade again. Let's see how many coins we can pull out. It's not going to take too long covering all this ground with that big coil either. What a ripper. Well, there seems to be a bit of a run of coins along here. We just dug the little nice early coat of arms threepence from there where my foot is. We dug a half rue penny from there, and just walking forward to there, we got another nice target. Just trying to work out exactly where he is. It's such a big coil, a big daddy, 15 inch. What a ripper. Thank you again to Chris from Detecting Sydney. I tell you what, every time I find something cool, especially like that ring today, I'm going to be thinking in my head, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. What a bloke. What a great bloke, you know. I never expect nothing for nothing in this world. I'm always happy to reimburse or contribute in some way. But to have something sent out to you, you know, and I even said to Chris, is there something I can do for you, mate? He said, no, you're right. Merry Christmas. Enjoy. So really cool, really cool. What a gem of a bloke. Let's see. Oh, I think I seen silver. Holy moly, we're going to be on a run. There he is. Yeah, I seen him. He was on the shovel. He dropped down. Oh, it's a bigger silver coin, 2 little threepences, and now we got the sixpence. Wow, that is awesome. I just love silver coins, and this being our first hunt for this year, and we've already snagged 3, I think we're doing pretty well. What do we got? Can't read it. 1940. It's hard because I got sunnies on. I'm wearing my Oakleys today. On hot days I'm always wearing my sunnies, and I'm sort of trying to look through the camera and look through the phone, trying to get a date so I can read it out to you guys at the same time, you know, trying to concentrate and focus and shoo these flies away. Whoa, go away, fly. They are crazy. Anyway, let's keep going. Who knows, we could be only steps away from a florin. Fingers crossed, everybody. Well then, what was I just saying? Steps away from a florin. Where were we? Threepence, halfpenny, sixpence, florin. It's gotta be. Look at the numbers, 26. 26, 27. That has to be a florin, surely. If that's not a florin, that's got to be a silver coin. 100%. Oh. Getting excited for this one. There's a fly right on the end of my nose and I don't have hands to shoo him away. Go away, fly. Lucky there's no cows in the paddock here. There's nothing worse than having flies land on your face. When you're in the middle of a paddock, you know, and there's a dairy farm around, there's a lot of cow poo and wee, and even the sediment ponds, dams, where all the effluent gets run off to from the dairy. When you're at those sorts of places and you got the flies landing all over you, you think, well, I know where you've just been, and now you're landing on my face. Ew. So it's not as bad out here, I suppose. What are we got? We just got sheep over there in paddocks. I'm sure there's cows over there somewhere. They're not that close to me though. Who knows? Hopefully those flies stay over there with the cows. Leave me alone. Just get all the clean flies over here, the ones that have not been hovering around the poo and the wee. Where is this? Oh, there he is. I'm being careful not to hit him. I'm going to get through that tree root. Such sandy, beautiful soil out here. We got him out. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. It's not big enough to be a florin. 'Tis so a silver coin though. Ah, we're on fire, Basil. And we're in the shade too. Awesome stuff. Got to get all that dust off my hands. That's the problem with the sandy soil. You don't clean them up with the dust on your hands, because you will scratch them. They are only silver. 1927. We are on fire. We're on that run of silvers, the exact run of silvers that we wanted to be on. Let's have a look at the back. I don't normally show the back. Let's have a gander. G'day there, Georgie. Lovely crown, fella. Where can I get one of those? That's awesome. Don't mind the sense of humour. having fun. That's what it's all about, isn't it? 1927. And look, even if I was not pulling these silver coins, I'm in the shade. I got the detector with me. I'm out here enjoying myself, you know. What could be better? So what could be better? The silver coins are really just an added bonus. Being able to film and share all this too is even a bonus on top of that too. So awesome stuff. Well, this is too much then, isn't it? You would not write about this. Coins everywhere now. Not even going to bother going back through what we've just got. You've seen it all happen. But guess what? We've got another one here. 16. That's got to be another wheat threepence. Uh-oh, a dog spotted me. Hear that? We're going to have a dog barking at us now. It's funny, I've been here for an hour and he's only just spotted me. Great guard dog. He'll be right. He'll see me for enough and then he'll go away, I'm sure. We're just going to have to deal with the barking in the meantime. Who knows, it may even bring the landowner out for a chat. I always like to have a chat. See where he is. We need to go deeper. Okay, we'll dig that hole out a bit more. Might as well just do it on camera. Look out. Here comes another dog. Oh, he was coming through the fence at me then. Rightio, we are back, and as you can see, what just happened while you were gone. We dug a little bit further out the back wall. We're a little bit off pinpointing today. I just need to really isolate where the coins are coming up and pinpointing on that EQUINOX 15-inch coil. So I will do that. It all comes with patience, perseverance, and practice. So there we go, 1950, a little wheat threepence in between, smack bang in between all the rest of the coins here. Someone must have come over and fell asleep drunk in the corner here and lost all these wonderful coins. And that's okay, I'm happy to pick them up. So you would not believe it, it seems that we are destined to be in this one spot. I don't think I've moved for about 10 minutes. There's just so many coins everywhere. I'm not complaining though. It's better than being out in that sun too. I was sort of thinking that that's where I would have to be today, out in that hot sun, working on that tan. Look at that though, we've got another coin and it's mixed in amongst the hole that we just dug out there before. So I don't know what was going on. I mustn't have checked that hole too well. So let's open him back up. It's only very sandy soil here, especially once it's been dug out prior. But let's open him back up. Let's have a look at what we've got. Surely it can only be another coin, can't it? As I said, there must have been someone come over here. Oh, there he is, somewhere. Come over here, fell asleep drunk, I reckon. Oh, there he is. Silver. Silver again. And dropped all their silver coins. Look at this guy. He was ringing up quite high too. And he's a wheat threepence. I just snuck a look. So let's see if the date is prior to 46. That would make sense, wouldn't it? 19. Oh, it's hard to see. I think he's a 41. 40? 41. I'm going to call him a 1941. That makes a lot of sense, so as this guy would be 925 silver, as opposed to the other ones that ring up a lot lower, 16, 17, 18 target ID, and they are being a lot later, only 50% silver. So there you go, there you have it. That is that all makes sense, doesn't it? Who knows, maybe once I stand back up this time and detect, I might be able to walk away from this spot. So many coins just in this one spot though. What's in front of us to go? Righto, so we've done it. We've moved away from the coin spill spot up there, and we've gone, what, 10 meters? We've really progressed for the day. Awesome stuff. I didn't ever think I was going to get away from that spot. Not that I was complaining though, all those coins coming out in magnificent condition too. Here is our next one, really, really cool. You can see the coin impression that he was sitting in there. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to be a coin. I thought it was going to be a bit of rubbish. He was sitting right on the surface, so just, you know, too close to the surface for something like this that has been dropped and lost so long ago. I can't even get a date off him. He's going to be 1940 something, 43, 45. Awesome, awesome. First kangaroo penny, or first full kangaroo penny, I should say. It seems we got a target just over there too, and I sort of doubted that one, you know. I second guessed it thinking it's too close to the surface, you know, it's not right. And then I hit this one and I thought, maybe I best dig them, and turned out to be a roo penny there, which was quite nice. And you can see we've got another one there, or maybe he's a bit deeper than what I I was looking at before. What a bugger though, he's directly under that tree root. It's going to be a coin, 100%. Even though, look at those numbers, 38, very high. That could just be a rue penny. Or that could be a florin. We're going to have to dig him and find out. Holy smokes, oh my god, you will never guess what's in my little hand right now. We dug our little heart out getting around these tree roots. You can see them there, big whopping big tree roots. It looks like they're joining together. Anyway though, we sort of dug this side and then we sort of dug the back and levered down, and whew, you will never guess what I was rewarded with. Get excited everybody, ready, set, bingo, there he is. I was trying to work out which way he was, which way to hold him. We have a 1917 early type design, 1 florin, 2 shillings, meaning that it was worth 1 florin or 2 shillings. What a fabulous coin. Amazing, amazing. We did slightly nick him just on the back there. A bit of an effort trying to get him out from those tree roots though, so I think we've done pretty well really. What a cracker of a coin. No damage on this side, the most important side to me. Wow, that is awesome. That is all I said I wanted today. I just said I wanted a 19, well, didn't exactly say a date. I just said I wanted a florin in general. You know, I would have been happy with a 46, 47. Just a florin, just something that said a florin would have been awesome. So, but the fact that we've got such an early type design, you know, these guys do not show up all that often. So 1 florin, 2 shillings, 1917. Nice kangaroo staring down the emu, or is the emu staring down the kangaroo? Interesting. So can you see what I can see? We have some old tennis courts over there. Well, when I say old, they're kind of old, but they're not as old as this hall. And the reason why I know that is because of a trusty old Marge, the ladies' paddock that we were just in this morning. She is a wealth of knowledge. And I often say to her, you know, about sites that I go, or she'll just say to me about sites that I don't even know about. And I did say to her one time, I said, those tennis courts down near the such and such hall, how old are they? You know, are they existing tennis courts to the hall here? Because I know this hall is quite old. And she said, no, they come a lot later. The original tennis courts for this area were actually well over where the original school was. And I know where that is too. Awesome stuff. I just need to clone myself, you know. There's just not enough time in a day to get around to all these sites. And I read or I talk to people or I learn where they are. And I just keep it in the brain trust. I just think, well, that is one that I'll get to another day. And that school being one of them. And the tennis courts now I know was opposite the school. These tennis courts come a lot later, probably 1950s or so. So hence why we're probably hitting on a few coins over there last time we were here. And but they weren't as early as what we're finding on this side. I just noticed though, a bit of a walkway through. So I'm just sort of concentrating my time around here. And look at that. I tell you what, if this is a ramhead shilling, which I'm sort of thinking it might be a ramhead shilling, or a ram shilling head, as Dominic likes to call them. God, he's a cracker of a kid. Basically, that will put us on a full house now today. Really, all we need is a Commonwealth penny. But I mean, we've still got the full penny, the half penny, sixpence, the threepence, the florin. We really just need a shilling. That'll put us on the full house. So, fingers crossed. I'm not being greedy by any stretch of the imagination. It'd just be cool if we could find a shilling too. Have a full house for today on our first hunt for 2022, and our first hunt with that new 15-inch coil. I tell you what, it may be a game changer this year for all those sites that I've got to hunt. Penny! Hello there, Penny! Oh, we hit the side. And it's a Commonwealth penny. There we have it. And now we really need to find that shilling and really need to make that full house. I probably doubt it's going to happen, but it's nice to hope. It's nice to dream. Oh, this is a 192 penny. I don't know what is on the end there. I think it's a 4. 1924. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. 1924, a Commonwealth 1 penny. We just need that shilling now, as I said. Let's keep going. Next, florin. Looks like it, doesn't it? 26, 25. I'm getting so excited now because the last one just come out from there where those two tree roots are. Listen to that signal. So clean and crisp. It's so strange too. You know, for a little haul you would not expect that many coins to be here, but I said before though, quite a community hub, these little hauls, these little areas. And as I said, I've only just sort of ran up the front. Well, my hand's way up in the air. I was not up in the air, I was on the ground. Ran up the front of the hall there, down along the side. We got our first coin right there at the front of the toilets, the 1921. We jumped over and found a bit of shade, and all we've really done is to here. So what's still out in the center that I have not got to yet, and I probably won't get to today. You know, when I was up in the back corner I said, oh, we'll get this whole thing done today, we'll get this whole place done today. However, I do not think it's going to happen now. Judging by the time, it's a little bit after 2 o'clock. I have to go get the boys very soon from Nana and Pa's. Oh, this is going to be another coin. Oh, I cannot wait to see what this is, because I have a feeling, no, it's too small. It's too small for a nice silver coin. Oh, a 1 cent coin. There they go, and now they start rolling in. That's our first 1 cent coin we've dug. That's okay, that's okay, I can live with that. Whereas the other hunt there the other week, what did we dig? 18 2 cent coins and 14 1 cent coins. That is just way too many. Righto, so we're still going, still battling through that heat. I tell you what, it's really warming up now too. A little bit over 33 degrees now, so very, very warm, sweaty, hot and sweaty. And I'm even getting a very, very nice tan on the go. Crazy. I really need to carry some sunscreen. So we are losing our shade too. That sort of shade was, shade line was out to about here before. However, the sun is at sort of the halfway point now. Ideally, we need to probably come back here in the morning and do a bit of detecting when we've got all this shade cover, or come here one late afternoon when the sun has sort of fallen down behind those trees there, and we can get all this area shaded. Think smart, I suppose. Work smarter, not harder. And it's nothing harder than digging holes in this hot sun. Like Marge's paddock there before, it was just killing me. So, and when it's, you know, detecting is supposed to be a lot of fun for me, you know, and when it's too much effort, too much hard work like that, I'm not saying I don't put in the hard yards, that's for sure, but I don't like to make it tougher on myself if I can help it. All the boys, if they were here, you know, with me, I'll just pack up and leave. So I'll leave this site for another day, and I think that is important. You know, if you really do the hard yards, do the hard slogging, that's when you really find that your next time you think to go out detecting, you think, oh, can I really be bothered? So make it enjoyable, make it fun, and if you're not feeling it, go home. If you're not feeling the site, change sites. You always have a win somewhere else. So like we have today, we went to Marge's there, we got that beautiful ring, which is a perler. A pity I didn't know that it had a stone in it at the time, because I would have stayed and looked for the stone a little bit longer. That's okay though. Oh, silver coin. That's okay, because I took a photo of that ring as I found it, and it always geocaches my location, so it always saves my location. So I could go right back to that spot right now, today, next year, whenever, and go exactly to that hole that I dug that out of, and have another look again. So, whoa, these flies are crazy. Have to keep shaking my head like a horse. 1927, a little thrippence there, nice early design. So as I said, this hall has got some very long-standing history. So fascinating stuff. Your little ripper, 1927, into the pouch. That's got to be about half a dozen silvers now. That is awesome, awesome stuff. So I'm going to keep going, as I said, a little bit further. We will not do too much. We'll not try and kill ourselves. A little bit further up, and probably back to the car. And I think that'll be it for us today. We'll pack it up. We'll do our conclusion and then pack it up. Get out of here. So check that out. I just found what looks to be an old brooch. A fascinating piece. Little hinge on the side there. A little clip where he probably would have been held. I don't know what was inside in there. You can see the 4 clasps around the outside though. And maybe it held a little picture. Really, really cool. You can see it's brass too, by that green patina on it. So interesting piece. I did look around in the hole too, see if I could locate anything else like a big ruby stone, but I couldn't. So anyway, on to the next, I think on to the last too. It is getting hot out here in the sun. Oh my God. Wow. I was hunting around for that last target to finish us off for today. To be honest, I ran a line back along the fence and I did find it. I found a target that was going to finish us off for today. Not something that you've seen. I sort of shot a clip saying, well, here it is, our last target. Well, that's not it. Guess what happened? Typical me, normal, as normal, just like I always do, walking back to the car, and I thought, just one more target, or two, or three, or however many it takes to get me back to the car. Well, guess what? I got a target, 18, I dug it, and check out what popped out. We got a little plane. Awesome stuff, awesome, really cool, and I think I may have snapped him. So there I was, looking around in the hole like an idiot, thinking, God, you know, being a little bit hasty, trying to get back to the car. It's so bloody hot. I hope I didn't damage him. Looks like a pretty clean break, doesn't it? Urgh, bugger. Anyway, long story short, I was humming around in the hole there, opening it up further and further and further, looking for that little lost plane wing. I can't bloody find him either. But guess what else popped out of the hole? You can probably see it sitting there on the dirt clod there. Oh, go away, flies. Crazy. Oh, there's a dog coming to say hello. Now he's disappeared. Anyway, guess what else popped out? This is going to be quite the surprise and exactly what I'm going to finish on. In fact, I'm going to turn the detector off right now. We don't need it anymore. I'm happy to walk out of here with this. Ready? Bingo, we got a ring, a gold ring, and it's got rubies in it. What was I saying before? We wanted to find something with rubies in it. That brooch there, how cool is that? I'm not saying they're real, but red is ruby, so you just never know, do you? We need to clean him up once home and give him a better look, and suss out whether that is 9 carat gold or not. It looks like it may not be. It looks like it may even be fake. So interesting stuff. We better do a clean up once home and basically suss out everything we've got and show you guys a look. What a great hunt. What an awesome hunt. I might just spend 2 more minutes looking for that little plane wing. Such a shame, you know, that ring is awesome, but that plane would have been grouse. If I can find him, maybe I'll fix him. So we'll try and do that. Try and look for that little plane wing. He's got to be here somewhere. If I broke him, he's got to be in this hole, doesn't he? Although I can't seem to find him. We'll see how we go, and we will see you at home. I finish off with a conclusion. So many wonderful items we've got. Okay, so welcome back there, guys. As you can see, we've got you in the backyard now. We've got all the finds laid out, ready to take you through a look at what we did today. What an incredible day it was too. Our first hunt for 2022 for this year. Awesome stuff. So as you would have seen, we took the 11-inch coil off and we opted to put the Big Daddy on, what I like to call the Big Daddy coil, the 15-inch coil that Chris from Detecting Sydney kindly sent down to me here. So really, really awesome stuff. So let us take you through a look at what we did today. Basically, as you've seen, this morning we opted to go to Marge's paddock, the old pub site, the old racecourse, trying to find anything attached or related to the racecourse. We didn't really do that as such. So the really only thing that we found, the first thing we found was this, the old trolley wheel. We found the old bit of aluminium wire right near the power pole. We got the ring, which we'll get to that in a minute, and we got to the coin. There he is. So basically, I did give him a clean up. We couldn't see it in the paddock there before. I don't know how well you can see right now in the sun. However, it is 1874, a nice early half Britannia. I had no doubt it would be 1800s, just due to that site's timeline. So really, really cool. We also have this old plate. This was dug at site number 2, the old church, or the old hall, I should say. Not a church, although it could have possibly been for church services at one point of time. You never know. You just never know. As I said, these little halls were just a hub of activity. So we have the 1922 1/2 penny. A pity it wasn't a 23. That would have been great. 1924 full 1 penny. We got the 1943 Roo penny. We'll jump over here. We have the 1919 Commonwealth 1 penny. Also a 1919 Commonwealth 1 penny there beside him by the looks. So pretty hard to get the date off some of these coins, as you can see. A bit of copper corrosion going on there. So also a little half Roo penny, 1942. What a cracker. Awesome stuff. So we also got the brooch there, or what maybe been a locket, maybe. I'm not real sure. You can see a little hinge on one side and the little sort of hole opening there on the other. It's still full of dirt, but that's where the pin would have went through and attached to. So really cool. We've also got the 1 cent coin. We have got the ring that was found at Marge's place out in the pub paddock. Not far from the pub, I suppose, just behind it. So really incredible stuff to walk out in a paddock and you know, as I said there this morning, to walk out in a paddock and just hit on something like that. I mean, that's 4 acres, I think. There's two 2-acre paddocks there, so 4 or 5 acres I think there is. Incredible stuff to be able to find that straight away. Must be lucky Luke, must be my lucky day. No wonder I've been called lucky in the past. So really cool. Little plane there in the middle. We did find the wing too. Look at that. I must have broke him. What a shame, what a shame. We will try and fix him up though. I don't know how yet. We will try and basically divvy him up and fix him up for future though, to put on display. Let's face it, all this stuff, that's what it does. It just goes on display, so, or to carry around and show with me to future, for people for future. So really cool. And this little ring come out in the same hole. Now I'm going to put him down and I'm going to really focus in on him there. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to really focus in on him there, because I do believe that is gold. You can see there he's really cleaned up quite nice, you know, just a rub of the fingers. I did not even put anything on him, just water and a bit of a rub, as I said. So quite a nice ring. A couple of little red stones in there. They may be garnets, I dare say. A couple that are missing too. So did sort of look around in the hole. However, even if they were in the dirt in the hole, could you just imagine trying to find them? You would probably have to take that bucket of dirt home and sift it, you know, meticulously trying to get every little speck of dirt, trying to find basically little stones. And that's to say they were even there when it was dropped. Who knows, they may have been lost well and truly prior. So I dare say no markings, no hallmarks, but I dare say that is gold with garnets in it. I could be wrong. So that is what I'm going to say though, my story, and I'm sticking to it. Awesome stuff. Run of threepences down below, as I said, changing sites from Marge's to the hall. We had some really good success. So we got a little 27 there, a 24, a 1921. We also had a 1950, a 1941, a 48, and another 48 wheat threepence. So nice little run of threepences, 4 wheat threepences and 3 nice little coat of arms early design threepences. So I say that 6 times. Really cool. Also 1927, a sixpence up the top there, a 1940 there beside him, and the Big Daddy. We put the Big Daddy coil on, the 15-inch, and we got the Big Daddy coin, a 1917. A really such a special coin, aren't they? Just beautiful. So really cool too. I sort of said, you know, I wanted a full house and I needed that shilling. Well, we got 1 florin. We technically got 2 shillings, as you can see there, written in the florin. So take away the 1 florin, that is actually the 2 shillings. So we did it. We got a full house. So really cool, awesome stuff. And we will be back again for more in future very soon. So be sure to hit that comment, like, comment, subscribe button below, and I hope to have you follow my finds for future. It is bloody hot out here, so I'm going to get going, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers guys, happy hunting.